Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. Up and down, up and down. We've just seen Bitcoin traveling sideways, and again, it seems like every other day it is red, green, red, green. Today we're seeing a bit of a green day, 39,900, getting up to that $40,000 mark, but still not too much volume, guys. We aren't seeing much volume in the crypto space altogether, really. Ever since this first downturn from back in the spring, summer of last year, the volume decreased, and it really never picked back up. Even though we did see a new all-time high for Bitcoin, we're still seeing this low volume. So that means not a lot of buyers and sellers that are dictating the price of cryptocurrency right now. So if we did get a big spike, a lot of buying pressure or a lot of selling pressure, this could definitely send prices going higher very, very fast. But again, we're just seeing this sideways momentum, and that's on the micro trend. If I zoom out here, even within the last year, we are seeing a sideways trend for Bitcoin specifically. And, the altcoin market just following along with Bitcoin right now, XRP trading at about 74.5 cents. So again, still formulating this bullish pennant pattern, not coming out of that yet. I have a feeling though that we're going to see some action very, very soon. I mean, I got to admit, we're experiencing some interesting, unprecedented times right now. Biden's executive order with regards to cryptocurrency is really shaking up the space, whether you think so or not. I did a couple of videos with regards to that over the last couple of days, guys. I'll link the most recent one up here in the top right-hand corner if you never got a chance to catch up on that. But I wanted to mention this. So Bitcoin is moving, guys. Is that you, Satoshi? This from the Daily Hodl. Over $20 million in Bitcoin suddenly moves after lying low since 2010. So could this be a sign of the times? Could this be a sign of what is to come next? A long dormant Bitcoin whale has emerged after more than a decade of inactivity, according to a whale tracker bot, Whale Alert. Whale Alert finds that the address, which was last active in October of 2010, guys, recently moved 489 Bitcoin worth over $20 million. The deep-pocketed investor moved the crypto asset to an unknown wallet. The last time the inoperative address was functioning, Bitcoin was trading at a price of about 17 cents. So, some people may have thought, oh, this person just forgot what their password was. Nope, they remember they'd just been holding on for almost 12 years. The top crypto asset by market cap has appreciated a staggering 23.1 million% during the time of this address's inactivity. Public speculation tends to spark after large dormant Bitcoin wallets come alive as people start to believe the possibility that they contain Satoshi coins, or BTC, belonging to the synonymous founder of the flagship digital asset, Satoshi Nakamoto. Satoshi's whereabouts and identity remain unknown. Yeah, we know that. Let's also keep in mind this, guys. In December, another resting whale wallet awoke and moved 500 BTC, worth about $23.6 million at that time. So we are starting to see dormant accounts release, or at least transfer the Bitcoin that is held in them. I mean, if they have not moved their Bitcoin in that amount of time here, let me just bring up Bitcoin one more time here. If it's taken over 10 years to move their Bitcoin, clearly they perhaps know something that we don't. Maybe good for the crypto market, perhaps bad for global economies as a whole, and maybe they're trying to hedge their bets, sell off some of their Bitcoin so that they have a little more fiat stashed away for a quote-unquote rainy day. So that's interesting. I also wanted to bring this up with regards to one of the WEF coins. This has to do with Algorand. Michael at Val5Links bringing this to our attention. According to Algo Explorer data, the total number of accounts on Algorand has increased, guys, in the first quarter. And we're not even finished the first quarter of 2022 yet, but it has increased. So the accounts on Algorand at the turn of the year was 17.3 million roughly, while at press time by March 10th, which was just yesterday, the number has raised to 23.5 million accounts. So clearly, more people opening up Algorand wallets. This represents a 35% increase gain from the start of the year. And again, we are still in the middle of March. Haven't even hit the middle of March yet. One reason for the enormous increase in interest in Algo could be the network's major technological improvement, which would allow Algorand-based products to run on other blockchains and in low-powered contexts like mobile phones and smartwatches. Also, we have to keep in mind, Algorand also anticipates the development of London Bridge, a trustless bridge that will connect the platform to Ethereum. So more interest in Algorand. And again, as I'd mentioned before, one of the 6 World Economic Forum chosen coins, the ones that they highlighted in their June 2021 report that they see as being some of the most important coins, with some of the most important cryptocurrencies moving forward. And, if you guys follow the World Economic Forum, follow Klaus Schwab, perhaps seen some of my videos with regards to this, you know that they are at the helm. You know that they have their tentacles in a lot of this and have a lot of influence as to what happens with the world economy. So considering they have highlighted Algorand in that report, and considering now we are seeing Algorand wallets increase by 35% in less than a quarter, in less than 3 months, something maybe we should be paying attention to. Wanted to thank Michael for posting that. Also another one from Michael here, moving into this perhaps new reality that some people might want to participate in. This has to do with Ripple partner SCB Bank and their shift into the metaverse. Yes, sometimes I talk about the metaverse on this channel. I'm still kind of trying to wrap my head around why. I've got some ideas as to why, which I will not mention in this video. But anyway, the metaverse, another extension of what life could be like in the future. So Thailand's Siam Commercial Bank, which again is a Ripple partner, is indeed one of the world's oldest banks and Thailand's oldest. Apart from that, it indeed is the largest bank in the nation, started in the year 1907. So it gives you guys a little bit of history on that. Just down here, SCB's metaverse branch. The SCB, in order to carry out its legacy into the future furthermore and beyond, has taken adverse actions effectively. Accordingly, the SCB started a holding company, the SCB 10X, in order to revolutionize venture capital and the venture building through technology, blockchain, and further innovations. With the SCB 10X, the SCB plans to further innovate itself along with most attributes of the blockchain technology. This includes DeFi, non-fungible tokens or NFTs, the metaverse, and much more. So SCB not just entering the metaverse only, but also focusing on DeFi and NFTs. 3 topics I think that have gained popularity within even just the last 6 months, as the metaverse ought to be the future and the highly expected. Owing to its potentiality, the SCB 10X now officially opens up its first headquarters in the metaverse. The SCB Digital Bank branch will be available on the sandbox starting March 11th, which is today, 2022. So SCB also now in the metaverse. Active today makes me question, similar to what Michael's questioning here, not quite understanding this move. You gonna give loans in the metaverse? Well, I have a feeling that this is just the beginning. Of course, this is just a sandbox test trial run, I guess. But ultimately, I guess what they see is people will be living in the metaverse. So yes, loans, bank accounts, somewhere to store your cryptocurrency perhaps. I mean, if McDonald's is doing it, why wouldn't a bank do it? Interesting questions that get me scratching my head, things that make me go, Yeah. Okay, so there's that. There's the metaverse. And then I got to tackle this because, again, a lot has happened this week. It is Friday, thank goodness for that. And we have the weekend. But this past week, we did get that executive order from President Biden. This from Kyle McLean here. Agencies must work. So he's basically just summing up the executive order and what if it was very long, it was very dense. I tried to do my best in those 2 videos to kind of get a grasp at what the executive order meant, the underlying current of what it could mean, some perhaps reading between the lines. We talked a little bit about Tom Emmer, also his opinion on things, a little bit more negative than the general opinion. But here we go from Kyle McLean. So just a few highlighted points that I think we should always kind of keep in the back of our head. So first of all, agencies must work together. The SEC, the CFTC, and all the other agencies mentioned in that document. The SEC got their wings clipped. Level playing field was another point of that executive order that they mentioned. Cross-border payments, instant settlement and scalability, environmental concerns, digital dollar and CBDCs, US-based companies preferred. I really do like these points here, specifically the level playing field. Of course, we know that has been a talking point of Ripple's since the beginning. And these ones down here, although they did not mention Ripple or XRP directly in the EO, these also have been talking points that we have discussed throughout the years with regards to Ripple and XRP. Of course, they deal with cross-border payments, instant settlement, and it is scalable. We know XRP is a very, very environmentally friendly cryptocurrency compared to proof-of-work coins like Bitcoin, Ethereum, so on and so forth. And they have been working with other countries to help provide guidance and to help them produce CBDCs on the XRPL. We also know Ripple is an American company, and so if the government is going to prefer American companies, that is also a good thing. So these are just a few of the highlighted points. Again, very, very positive. Brad Garlinghouse has gone on the record and even said, this is good. We have a little more guidance. We can navigate a little more freely now that we have this guidance. And so Kyle McLean down here also saying, hint, this is not Bitcoin. Something also that I think we should be paying close attention to. Satoshi Gaines down here saying, I agree, Kyle, but just remember that Ripple, the corporation, is very different from XRP, the currency. XRP, the currency, needs Ripple, but Ripple, the corporation, does not need XRP. I don't know if I agree with that completely. However, it is technically true, I suppose. Most people do not understand or appreciate the difference. And then some people just chiming in down here, like Benny X. FYI, the SEC did not get their wings clipped. They were just not given the limelight. If anyone actually reads the EO completely in Section 5 and 6, their input is required in a collaborative report with other agencies. So, in a way, yes and no, because I think what Kyle is trying to demonstrate here is that the SEC is not going to get full jurisdiction. So, yes, they still will have some power, but not all the power. And so I think that is what he meant by getting their wings clipped. Jordan Macro down here saying, what does a level playing field mean to you? Is it not the Keynesian supranational FX asset? Curious what people think a level playing field is actually about. Holdinginvestments.crypto. Level playing field means let every tech start in the same place with the same clarity and let the markets determine which they prefer. So that is classic American capitalism right there. Everybody's got the opportunity to create a business. Everybody's got the opportunity to create DLT technology, blockchains. And so, the market will dictate which one is going to succeed. Of course, we know Ripple right now globally already has a leg up on that, already partnered with so many central banks. And so if this is the framework that we're going to go by in the US, and, considering we're also seeing how the SEC versus Ripple case is turning out, this could mean and likely will mean very big advancements for Ripple and XRP, the cryptocurrency in the United States. And just quickly to that point here from BondCrypt XRP, again from that interview with Tony Edward from Thinking Crypto, Joseph Grunfest saying how the SEC basically has lost either way. Listen to this.
If the SEC wins, then we've got a crazy regime where we're going to try to fit, square pegs into round holes. That's not good for the peg, it's not good for the hole, and it's not good for the person trying to make an unnatural act happen. And if XRP wins, then arguably one of the very few cops we have on the beat winds up being weakened in a way that ideally you don't have them weakened. So, from a social perspective, you can say, look, no matter how this turns out, we're going to be losers.
And he's using the term we as we, the SEC, because he is a former commissioner of the SEC. So I'm not so concerned about the SEC being losers. Joseph Grunfest, though, bringing up that interesting point. All right, but let's go back to the EO for a second, the executive order. One thing that I did want to mention here, and whether you like him or hate him, this from Bubba Cugs brings up a very, very good point. Now, this tweet was deleted for whatever reason. Somebody sent it to me. I believe it was from Dodler for XRP, sent it to me via a private DM on my Twitter. And for whatever reason, I could see it on my Twitter, but when I looked up the tweet on my computer, I could not find it. So I took a screen grab on my Twitter and I'm posting it here. He's saying, out of curiosity, what happened to the market? The EO turned everything green and now red. Again. I know what's wrong. The entire thing is controlled because anyone who read the EO knows we're watching the end of proof of work. So again, going back to this executive order, they talk about the environmental concerns, instant settlement, scalability, cross-border payments, and the digital dollar CBDCs, US-based companies are preferred, clearly not interested in Bitcoin or any proof of work tokens for that matter. So will this mean the end of proof of work? Could this mean the end of Bitcoin? For example, well, I also saw this, guys, from CoinDesk. The UK FCA orders operations to shut down crypto ATMs. This brand new, this just out today. Coincidentally, or maybe not so coincidentally, operators must be registered with the FCA to offer ATM services and comply with money laundering regulations. As none of the 27 fully registered crypto firms have been approved to offer ATM services, any crypto ATMs in the UK are operating illegally. So they are saying, and think about this for a second, what is the most popular cryptocurrency that would likely be offered at an ATM? Everybody with me now? Bitcoin, right? The FCA made reference to GitPlus, a firm providing crypto ATM services, which has its registration application rejected by the financial watchdogs. The firm took its case to court, and as of March 7th, 106 firms have applied for registration with the FCA to offer crypto services. Now, I don't know if this is an attempt to tamp down on the proof of work coins, and maybe at a time in the future, these ATMs will have to provide specific cryptocurrencies that are government approved. But again, maybe another knife in Bitcoin's back. Is the end of proof of work coming? And is the push for central control finally here, guys? I mean, I gotta say, I love Catherine Austin Fitch. She started this clip off by saying there was so much coming out of the beer flu that was threatening their ability, meaning the powers that be, the World Economic Forum, globalists, threatening their ability to continue to centralize, that literally we witnessed a shift in the narrative. Notice now there is a Russian-Ukraine conflict, and we're not really hearing much about the beer flu too much. She goes on to say, and don't think that wasn't engineered. It is. Here's the rest of the clip.
It means inflation, higher expenses in all your household goods, particularly food and energy. And it means the people who are trying to centralize control are going to get the air cover of a war. War always helps, encourage central control. We've watched for many years as a tension between what's called a unipolar model run by the dollar reserve currency in the G7 and the emergence of a multipolar world because of the tremendous rise economically of Asia. And what you're watching is kind of a bust out of the multipolar world led by Russia and the fighting in the Ukraine. And what this means, Polly, is an acceleration of a process that's been going on for about 10 years. Most people listening to this, particularly in the United States of the G7, have grown up as sort of the center of the economic world as a G7 or US consumer. And now that subsidy is going away. Basically, Russia is a oil and gas juggernaut. Russia is our number one competitor in arms manufacture, and arms sales is a big part of this. But also, Russia is a huge wheat exporter, as is the Ukraine. And if the Ukraine can't do a planning this year, which it looks like they may not be able to, it's going to have a big impact on the wheat and grain market. So you want to understand the emergence of a multipolar world. Food sovereignty is going to be an incredibly important issue in geopolitics going forward. The first thing you need to know is you're looking on your household budget at potentially dramatic increase in a lot of costs. That's number one, and you need to be prepared for that. The bigger problem is going to be shortages and quality control. There's going to be lots of food on the shelf, but you can't trust that food. You need to ask yourself, where are you going to get high quality food? One of the most important things you need to do for your household budget is be in excellent health.
So some interesting points there from Catherine Austin Fitts, looking at the bigger picture. She's mostly a bigger picture type person, talking about inflation, how to hedge against that, paying attention to food prices, food quality. She says, be in good health if you can. Try to stay in good health, because this ultimately is a cover for the final push for the globalists to have central control over everything, guys. And I mean, it's still up for debate whether they will win or not. Some are saying if you follow Martin Armstrong and his algorithm, his Socrates model, that no, they're not going to win. This is just part of the storm that we have to weather before that final outcome, before we see the light at the end of the tunnel. The positive news, though, because I know there's been a lot of doom and gloom in the news these days. The positive news, guys, just this morning, I happened to come across this. The Backwards Bearable Guy Twitter account posting this, the panda bear eating popcorn, and of course it is a reversed image. But if you remember, I think it was a few years ago now, he did post something similar, a bear eating popcorn. I don't know if it was this exact GIF image or not, but what I'm assuming is that the end is coming very, very soon, guys, and for XRP hodlers especially, What are we to expect? Well, I think we are to expect some light at the end of the tunnel. Some positive news for XRP hodlers. Here it was, Bearable Guy 123, the post from April 2018. The bear eating popcorn, and now we've got the flipped image of that, the bear eating popcorn facing in the other direction. So interesting. I guess maybe we are finally on the other side of all the turmoil, of all the trials and tribulations that we've been through as XRP hodlers over the last several years. I know some of you guys have been with me for a while. And there's also that March 13th date, Sunday, March 13th. What is going to happen? That again from the Christmas Eve Bearable Guy riddle just this past year. So is there light at the end of the tunnel? Is this coming fast and furiously? Are they pushing for central control? And is XRP the chosen one? Well, I think it's quite clear Bearable Guy thinks we should just sit back and enjoy the ride and just wait patiently for our XRP to moon. I think that's his opinion. That's my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.